Welcome back to the channel, everyone. DNN, Destructive News Network News. No matter how destructive. And we got a viral story here, and I've been waiting. Everybody's been picking it up, so I'm sure you know about it. But there was a shooting in California. I know that's not very shocking, but the shooting was a self-defense shooting. In the world that we live in right now in America, where all these politicians seem to want to disarm people that just want to defend themselves against violent criminals. Well, that is not good for business for politicians, since they are the ones that are they're putting the batteries in the backs of criminals all across the country throughout these liberal metros. They're spreading into the suburbs as well now. Do not let these people take your weapons because you're going to need them. Let's take a look at the story.
Well, Marla, Alex, I can. Community is just absolutely in such support of this gentleman here. Craig Cope, thank you so much for joining us.
My man had a heart attack. My man got ran down on by the goon gang. The basketball Americans came in to rob him. Old timer. He ain't letting up. He letting up on the lead. Let's go.
Now, we'll start right away because we don't have a lot of time, but when this happened to you on Sunday,
need to make time for this
and
man.
You saw them coming in that door with that weapon that appeared to be an AR-15, what were your thoughts?
The big, bad, scary rifle, the AR-15, man. When I see an AR-15, I'm like, woo, it's a pea shooter. AR-15 shoots a small projectile. I just happen to shoot one better. I do have an AR platform, but it does not shoot .223. It shoots something a little bit bigger. But when I see one of those and I see a goon with one, I know in my head there's a high probability that they don't know what the hell they're doing with this thing. And you already, as an armed citizen, have the upper hand, just like this guy did. Put the basketball emojis in the comment section. Let's go.
There wasn't much time to think about it. It was just the guy pointed the gun directly at me.
It was him or I.
It was him or me.
You acted right away. Frankly,
Hell
if it
yeah.
had been me, I'd probably be dead. I wouldn't know what to do.
Because you're a clown. Because you're a clown, ma'am. You are a leftist media member. You rely on the police. You say time out and you get on the phone and you go 911, somebody help me, and then you tell the criminal you've got to wait for the police, they're on their way. That's what you do. That's what your type do. They're weak, they're weaklings, and they're jealous and upset because there are Americans that dare defend themselves, their family, their possessions, and have the courage to stand up for themselves. Simply having the courage to stand up and say, no, thank you, I'll pass, is enough to enrage a majority of liberal Americans in this country today. That's why they want their gun. That's why they want your guns. That's why they want my guns. Has nothing to do with safety, has nothing to do with school shootings or anything like that. They simply do not want you to be able to defend yourself and your possessions because they are jealous of you. They are jealous of your ability to acquire wealth. They're jealous of your ability to use your income to buy things to make yourself happy. How dare you live a good life? The ghetto Sunmen should be able to come to your house and take your stuff because you're a bad capitalist. Let's go.
You knew.
I am not going to give him the chance. I mean, if I recognize the weapon, that's a semi-automatic gun. Fast you can pull the trigger. Maybe someone convert it to automatic. It's equivalent to a machine.
Boom. Listen to what this man's saying. This man knows what he's talking about.
Automatic is equivalent of a machine gun. I'm not going to let him get the first shot.
He's talking about they converted it to automatic because that is the culture with criminals right now. It's scary, right? So now we are faced an even scarier threat. You've got these sun kids, these sun teens, these vampires are now using at-home technology, 3D printers, to actually convert their semi-automatic firearms to full automatic firearms. Now the threat is even greater. Right now, more than ever, we need to be fighting for access to the same stuff the police and the gangs and criminals have. Fully automatic firearms. We should be able to buy modern versions of these, not relics from the 80s and previous. Modern, safe, select fire weapons. The goons in the streets have them and the police have them. We should have them as well. Let's go.
It's equivalent of a machine gun. I'm not going to let him get the first shot off at that point.
The reaction, not just here in Norco, but in Southern California, has been incredible. People and business owners who say, we are so tired of this crime wave. We are so glad.
If they were tired of it, they would change things. They would stop voting for these idiots that they keep electing.
That you defended your business.
We're tired of it, but we're going to keep electing these retards, though.
Yeah, well, I don't know that I did anything that somebody else wouldn't have done, but two things. We need more people to stand up, but more than that,
We need less cowards.
probably get on the wrong side of some people here, but the
Who cares?
politicians,
Keep talking.
there's people out there that are not the best of people.
Yeah, they're
There's
not.
people that choose to be burglars. There's people that choose to
Sunmen.
be armed robbers.
Sunmen.
And that's the. I had one guy one time. He told me specifically he was a burglar. I mean, I had him in handcuffs. He was going to jail, and he's talking to me. He's a burglar. He says, that's what I do. He says, I wait till it gets dark and I go burglarize places. So these people that continually get let out now, it's been really bad the last year. Those people, the majority of them, are going to go right back to
There's
what
no
they used to
consequence.
do. So the crime rate is escalating. It's going to continue to escalate until they start putting the people away that are doing the bad things. And as far as here and my place, they wouldn't have done any good to call the local sheriffs. They
Nope.
can't get here that quick.
Nope.
This whole thing, from the time I saw them coming around the side of the building to coming in the door, and what happened, 10 seconds. The actual
That's
thing
it.
from when he pointed
10
his gun
seconds.
at me,
Oh, you don't need a gun. Just call the police. 10 seconds. You're going to call the police. They're going to arrive, stand in between you and the bad guy, and have a shootout while you hide behind the counter in 10 seconds. Okay.
half, 3/4 of a second.
Yeah,
'Cause I'm not
idiot.
waiting. When you point that gun directly at me and
It's
you're that
over.
close to me and I see what you're carrying,
It's
I'm
over.
not waiting.
Not waiting. Let it go.
Yeah, you
Let
saw
it
them
go.
in the parking lot.
He should have shot him some more. He should have followed through. He should have followed him out and kept laying down on him. But I know in California, they frown against that. But where I'm at in Texas, keep shooting.
And the first tip off was when he put his mask over his face.
First tip off, I saw him through the front door drive into this parking lot.
Yep.
But they didn't.
That's what I'm telling you, man. You gotta have your situational awareness on point. When I talk about these robberies and these people that get the drop on them, they're never paying attention. They're not looking at the clues. They're not looking at the Sunman identifying properties that we go through in these videos. He caught him from the jump. Don't be in your feelings. Don't be in your own head going, oh man, I don't want to be racist. Oh my God, I don't want to. You'll be dead. You won't have to worry about being racist when you're attending your own funeral. This guy wasn't ready to go.
Park where a normal person would park. So that was a red flag. Then they parked on the side of the building where they're basically out of sight. That was the second red flag. When I looked and saw them getting out of the vehicle, they got gloves, masks, a weapon.
In their car, didn't have a license
That
plate.
just solidified the deal for me. I knew what was coming.
Now, right after the shooting, you got sick. You had a heart attack. How are you doing?
As far as I know, I'm doing better. I'm doing a lot better than I was that night.
It was traumatic.
Yeah, your heart rate
Yeah, I don't know
spikes
what
like
caused
crazy.
it. Maybe I'm just
Adrenaline
old.
and your adrenaline in your heart
You're 80
rate.
years old, and we're all in shock and just amazed at how you reacted
acted, though.
in such an intense moment with that man walking in with that weapon.
I know it's crazy
what's-
for these standard Californians. She's just she is literally and authentically amazed that a person would actually defend themselves in their store and actually shoot someone. That's like breaking her being right now. That a person used a gun to defend themselves against actual career criminals. This is blowing her mind live on television.
What's your advice to business owners who are just so
Shoot
fed up with
back.
this crime?
Okay, yeah, you can do what I did, but what you really need to do is put some pressure on the politicians, because they got no clue what's really going on out here in the
They
real
do.
world.
They know what's going on in the
could
real
start
world.
naming
They're
names.
not stupid. This is by design. They're doing this on purpose. They want you to crumble and close up shop. They want the criminals to feed off of you and not them.
But there's a whole lot of them that are creating major problems for business owners, but for local law enforcement, they're creating problems for them. I'm sure they go out and risk their lives.
Risking
taking
your
people into
life for
custody to
nothing
see
as
them
a
get
cop.
Let out with no bail. And a lot of these people are career criminals. I'm not talking about the guy that goofed up one time, made one mistake. I'm talking about the career criminals.
Over and
They're career
over again.
criminals. They need to be locked up.
So if this were to happen again, you would not hesitate.
No.
Keep
Your
busting.
message to the bad guys?
Get shot. F around and
This
find
isn't
out.
a good place to pick.
Yeah, that's right. This isn't a good place to pick. So anybody thinking about it, not a good idea. Thank you so much for speaking with us, and I'm so glad that you're doing so much better. Thank you. All right, Marla, Alex, I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Gina, one question for him. Was he in the military? Does he have much experience with shooting?
He might have been in law
Where-
enforcement, but
how is he such a good?
Again, that's another thing. They keep pretending like a gun is so difficult to use that, oh man, you have a gun, you need to go to the military to learn how to use it. The overwhelming majority of good shooters have no law enforcement experience and are not in military. Those are not career fields where you go and learn how to use a firearm. A firearm is just a part of the job for a lot of those. People call them career paths, but I don't. They're not a career path. Those paths are for people that gave up on life, essentially. Sorry if I offended you. If you're law enforcement, I don't hate you, but I'm just going to call it for what it is. All I'm doing is taking what you're given and I'm just displaying it for you. So blue line people, if you're mad, you're mad, whatever, but I don't care. Anybody can go and it's just like playing a game of basketball, right? Put the basketball emojis in the comment section. If you want to learn how to play basketball, you can pick up a basketball, learn the fundamentals, and practice and become better and better at basketball. Same thing applies to firearms. There's no magic to firearms where, I don't know how to use a gun until I go to the military, or I don't know how to use a rifle unless I'm a cop. That's not how that works. Some of the best trainers in the world, some of the best shooters in the world have neither military and law enforcement experience. It is the same as anything else. Drinking beer, eating hot dogs in a hot dog contest. If you practice at something, you practice good habits around the things, the fundamentals you need in shooting, and you will become better. And you practice and you practice and you'll become really good. That's how it works.
Shot.
Alex is asking, how are you such a good shot? Were you in the military? Do you have experience?
When I was a kid, when I was 10, I
just shot.
had a gun, and I grew up in Illinois. We had a lot of small game, squirrels, rabbits. Quail.
Shooting is not that difficult.
I put a lot of food on the table on a regular basis, and I had a single shot, so ammunition was expensive when I had to buy it myself. 50 cents was a lot of money, and you don't want to miss. You get a single shot, don't miss.
Yeah.
So it still holds true. Don't
Well,
miss.
there you go. I tell you, under pressure with that kind of like fear,
Yeah, because
It's amazing. It's
fear
amazing. I'm so
flows
glad-
through your body, weak liberal.
you're doing well. And the suspects, they were busted. The one who was shot in the arm, he's lucky he's alive, actually. Don't you think? Yeah, he will be arrested once he gets out of the hospital.
Yeah, he should
Alex,
be handcuffed to the bed
Marla?
right now.
Well, we're so glad that Craig is well enough to be back at work and be with us tonight.
Liberals are so freaking funny, man. They're so funny. Let's take a look at the comment section, guys. What a truly sweet, sharp, and humble man. The world needs more gems like him. These idiots didn't do their homework and mess with the wrong dude. Mr. Cope is a gentleman and an old school Norconian. So glad he's okay. I'm glad he's okay too. Yeah, he suffered a heart attack after the shooting. So lucky, so gracious that he was able to recover from that so quickly and get back to what he does, running his business. The legend is the reason why they should never rely on the police to help you. Stay armed, stay safe, and protect yourself. Yeah. This legend is the reason. Yep. Job well done by the store owner, not only in defending himself and his store, but being frank by discussing the increase. That's the best part, man. That's the best part. The way he spoke about, even though he said, hey, I know a lot of people are not going to like this. Why do you have to apologize for having a spine? Don't apologize for having a spine. Screw these people. These lefty liberals, they are weak. They are like sheets of napkins that are sprayed with water. They have no spines. They're pathetic. They fold. They cry. They tremble. I'd be so overcome with fear. You literally have fear pumping through your body 24/7. That's how you live your life. You would never defend yourself. You would open your butt cheeks. That's how these people are. They are weak, wimpy weenies, and they're upset that other people aren't the exact same. Why don't you feel afraid? Why aren't you scared? What do you mean, why aren't I scared? What am I supposed to be afraid of? I've got the power to defend myself. I am a strong man in America. What do I have to be afraid of? Unless you're telling me that there's aliens flying around and flying saucers, beaming people with proton beams and destroying them, or that there's a being from Krypton that's walking around here and can crush people with their bare hands, what do I have to be afraid of? We're all made of the same stuff. We all bleed the same blood. What am I supposed to be afraid of? Don't want to leave this video to be too long for you. But thank you for checking me out. Thank you for staying this far into the video. I want to keep up with the story. Anything that I see, I'll report on. Anything that you see, you drop me a line, especially on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter, man. That's where we can talk. Hit me up on Twitter. Drop me stories. Talk with me. Let's go. Drop the basketball emojis in the comment section, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.